Hey guys, sorry about that. Here we go. I'm gonna wait for some more people to pop on. So sorry, my laptop just went out for whatever reason. Don't know why. So I'm gonna hang out for just a second. Hopefully we'll get some more people back on. I do apologize for that little disruption there. So hang out for just a second here. See if other people pop on. Oh boy, let me go to the other laptop real quick. Let's see. So sorry about that, guys. Oh, let me go to... there we go. Hello. So sorry. So sorry. Let me see what's going on here. Hello, guys. So sorry. So sorry. It just, my laptop that I was using just went out. That was connected to my phone. So I could, let me end the stream here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, good. Okay, good. We're getting some more people. Hello. Hey, Lisa. Oh my God. It was just gone. It was just gone. I don't know what's going on. We're going to hang out for just a second and make sure some folks know that we've switched over. Hello. Let me go to my channel real quick. Alrighty. Let's see. Let me pull something up. Hello again. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to hang out for just a second and see if some more people pop on. Let me pause that or turn the volume down there. There we go. Hang out for just a second. Okay. There we go. I want to make sure that I'm seeing people's comments and whatnot. Give it just another second. I see some more people popping in. Okay. So, if you're just joining us, again, I'm doing an update of my studio reorganization. I recently have been going through reorganizing my studio, bought some new things, the whole nine. And so I've been talking about some of my top spaces that help me stay organized and on track here in my studio. So if you want to see the beginning part of that, then you're going to flip over to the first video before the stream went wonky. And now I'm going to finish it up for this part of the stream. So, crazy times. Okay, so let's continue, shall we? Because that's what we're doing. I'm going to flip the camera around. We were talking about this space over here in my scrap studio. So I purchased these drawer organizers here from IKEA. I forget the name of what they're called. I showed the top drawer here at the top, and then this drawer here. And I think it went off when I opened this drawer. So back here to this drawer, I have some embossing powders as well as my embossing ink. So anything having to do with embossing is here in this drawer. So starting to notice a theme there. I even have my stamp platforms in a drawer as well. So I have all my Misties here. I use them all the time. So I have a large 12 by 12, two of the regulars, one of the smaller, all of the accessories that go with that. My old stamp majig that I hardly ever use because I don't use wooden stamps, but you know, I like keeping that around. And then pads for my Misty. Now down here on the second, on the bottom, I have my punches that I'm going to organize a little bit differently, but I only have so many punches. You don't want to overload these drawers with anything heavy because the bottom will slouch, but I have just enough in here for that not to happen. So I can just reach in and grab the punches that I need. And then down here is my stamp ink organization, which I haven't gotten it final the way that I want it, but it's all laid out so that I can see all the different stamp inks. I'm going to get trays for the minis inks and some other little organizers for the ink. So all I have to do is just open the drawer, grab what I want, and then put it back. And that was the whole idea behind organizing my inks this way. Here's another one too down here, which is not quite organized, but you get the idea of where I'm going with that particular situation. So that is number 4, a new addition to the craft studio, and getting that all set up and organized and ready to go. The idea is to just be able to, I don't want things perfect. I just want to be able to find what I need so that I can use them. This middle section, these cubes have been with me for eons. I do like to keep some of my drawers. Let's see, that's not the one. I have a drawer here that's completely empty. So I do like to keep some of my space empty. That little 10% there, I can add new stuff to that if I need it. So all of this right here was just reorganized, repurposed. These little cube systems have seen better days, but they're still super functional where I keep certain tools and things. And I'll go over these in more detail in my room tour, how I set all of that up and organize it in a way that makes more sense to me and how I craft. So I'll go over that in the room tour here in a few weeks. The paper is going to change at some point, but for right now, I just flipped my cubes where the inserts are vertical and stuck my paper in there. That'll change at some point. All right, so space number 5, and this is the final one that I want to show you guys today, is most of the work that I've been doing in this studio has been reorganizing my stamps. This has been a long time coming. I got inspiration from Jennifer McGuire, who used, by the way, if you're not familiar with Jennifer McGuire, she has been in the crafting industry for a long time. She started out with scrapbooking. She now mainly does card making. She has a fantastic YouTube channel. She's had her YouTube channel for many years. Wonderful, wonderful card maker and creative educator. Fantastic. She did a video some years ago talking about her acrylic stamp organization. And so what I did was I sort of took her process and created my own. So here at the top is somewhat of an example of what she did, but I've kind of tweaked it a little bit for my own purposes. So using a fridge bin, you can get these from Amazon. They're kind of pricey. They're about $19.99 per bin, but it is divided. So I have some down here that are extras. So it is divided, about 20 bucks on Amazon. These fridge bins fit about 100 acrylic stamps from what Jennifer has says, and that's pretty true. About 100 acrylic stamps. And oh goodness. So what I did was I created some dividers using some inexpensive cardstock, labeled it using my label maker, and I just came up with categories based on the type of stamps that I have and how I work with my stamps. Then each of my stamps were taken out of its original packaging because the packaging kind of tears and gets old after a while. I put it in these Avery L pockets, which are about 5 by 7-ish, give or take a few inches or two. You can again get those from Amazon or your Craft and Hobby store. Actually not Craft and Hobby, but office stores, these little plastic envelopes. And then I put my acrylic stamps so that I can see them clearly. There's also some inexpensive white cardstock so that I can see the acrylic stamp. And if the stamp came with some kind of guide or a die, then I put it in the back of the stamp. And it's organized based upon theme first and then company or designer alphabetically. And that helps me, actually that doesn't go there. I'm gonna have to put that where it goes. So that helps me to pick out what I want, and it helps me to put the stamps back in order if it's all alphabetical. Now, again, if it has a die, let me see if I can find an example of that. Let's see, letters and fonts, media, and I will in the walkthrough, or I might do a separate video on this process, but in the walkthrough I will talk about what categories I selected and why I selected them. Okay, so let me see, do I have any where I can show? I do have any. Do I have any? Of course you have tons. Here we go, floral. So if it has a die that goes with it, like this floral die from Altenew, I'll put the die on a magnetic sheet. So that way, when I'm working with the stamp set, I have the die and I can just keep the die on the magnetic sheet when I'm not using it, and I can store it with the die. So my magnetic dies, if they have a coordinating stamp, will go with the stamp. If not, I have another space where I store my magnetic dies that don't have a coordinating stamp set. Okay, so that's where I started at. Now, these inserts, again, I made with white cardstock and I laminated them using laminating sheets and my Mink machine. And they're all by category, alphabetical order, and with each category is the designer or the company. Now, some people like to store theirs by company and manufacturer. If that's how you work, that's great. But I work by theme, and so it made sense for me to organize it in this way. Then I have my larger stamp sets down here. Again, some more acrylic bins from, these are not from Amazon. I got these from At Home. You get 3 to a container for maybe 20 bucks. So that's a better deal than the fridge bins. These are my larger stamp sets. Okay. Again, here's one from Altenew. This is probably about 7 by 9. I got these large pockets on Amazon. Excuse me. On the back, I went ahead and put the die with a magnetic sheet. I'm working my way through my larger ones at this point, and then those two will have, I'll make some little dividers for those, and so I can organize them by theme as well, and then again by company. So I just finished these 2 bins, and I had to order some more supplies, some more pockets and magnet sheets, so I'm waiting for that to come in before I finish out this project. Then down here, I have all of my close to my heart stamps. Now, I love their packaging, so I'm just going to keep it like this in this bin, and then I'll just put some little dividers there to organize that. Now, one of the things that I did before I started this process was I purged a lot of my stamps. I got rid of a ton of them. And I thought when I was buying these fridge bins that I would not have enough fridge bins to organize all my stamps. But interestingly enough, I had way too many fridge bins, and I didn't have as many stamps as I thought I did, but I also purged a lot. So if you're going through this organization process, let go of the things that you know you're not going to use anymore. That's very, very important. And then that way you're left with the stuff that you know you're going to use, that inspires you, and then you can organize them accordingly. So I'm almost done with this project. In fact, I went from like 6 bins of stamps to just 1 that's right over there that I'm getting ready to address. And I just got some materials in from Amazon so I can finish up this particular project. So this is the final area that I want to show you guys today. So the actual room tour won't be as shaky as this live, so I apologize for that. So let me pan out again to give you kind of a little bit of context as to what the space is looking like so far. Again, working studio. In fact, I'm working today. Got lots of things to do. I am liking how this space is coming along so far. I like all the decisions that I made for the most part for where and how I want to store and organize things. And I think once I get this all together and get it finalized, I think this will be the first time that I actually have a space pretty much where I want it for the most part. But you know what? It's evolving. I mean, how many of us change our crafty spaces from time to time? So this is a view coming into the space. Let me back up a little bit. So we have our stairwell here, and then come up, and here's the space. Working space. I painted the room about a year ago. I guess it's been less than a year actually. With that island center, this is my daughter's space. She has her stuff, her little tiny house that she's building. This side always looks a little bit messier than my side. So, but that's okay. Her desk is gonna go because she doesn't usually sit there anymore. But yeah, that's what it looks like so far. And that's the update. I will do a more in-depth room tour, hopefully within the next month, so stay tuned for that. Let me go to check out some of the comments here. Let me know if you have any questions about the 5 areas that I showed you so far. Again, if you like that detailed room tour, no worries, I will be doing that at some point. Let me flip this over. Alrighty, let me go to the comments here. Oh, goodness, thank you for joining me again. Alrighty, Carrie says she prefers vertical paper storage. I do too. And my plan for that is I want to get some paper like sleeves with tabs so that I can put the paper in like a sleeve and then have a tab just, you know, that it's like, it'll say what the manufacturer is or the color is or something like that. So that's something that I'm planning for later when I do that particular project. Angel says, love your craft room. Thank you so much. Barb says, love the stamp org system. Set up my stamps in a similar manner a couple of years ago. Love it, but I don't think I need to subdivide. But I do think I need to subdivide my categories better. And you know, when you set up the categories, you set up the categories based on how you work best, right? Because when you're reaching for something, it needs to make sense to you intuitively. So for me, I usually think in terms of themes. So if I want a Christmas stamp, then I go to my Christmas section. If I want a Valentine's stamp, then I go to a Valentine's section. For some people, it's different. They work by manufacturer and then by theme. So you want to set it up the way that works best for you. Tracy says, looks great. Thank you so much. Love your workspace. Thank you, Lori. Love the freezer bins. Me too. I think if I have extras, then they'll probably actually go in my refrigerator. So I do have some organization things for that as well. Eloise says, love that you craft with your daughter. I do. She likes to do mini houses, and so do I. She likes making cards on occasion, but she's really been into, oh goodness, making her own cosplay type accessories and stuff. She's really into Percy Jackson and mythology and all that kind of stuff. So she's been digging into that a whole lot. So she has a space where she can create. And also this is a space where she learns, because we're a homeschool family. So we do some of our when she's working with me, she'll be up here. When she's working with Aubrey, my wife, then she works downstairs in Aubrey's office. But yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for checking that out. Thank you. Tracy says, check out Totally Tiffany for vertical paper storage. Totally Tiffany has some really cool organization products for sure. For sure. All right, folks. So that is all I have for you today. This space is ever evolving, and I think our craft spaces will continue to evolve and do over time. They change over time. One of the things that, and I'll repeat this in my room tour, is you have to have a space that works for you. And you don't need a whole space like this in order for it to be functional. I started out with a little bin, a little basket that was pink, a little pink basket that had all the supplies in it that I needed at the time before I knew anything about product and design or anything like that about scrapbooking. And then I had a few bins of things that I would pull out and work on some stuff. And so our spaces change, how we organize our stuff changes over time. And how we design, how we make our projects changes over time. So the things that we need to adjust to that. So I hope that over the next, when I do this room tour, I am going to be posting some more information about kind of my philosophy behind organizing and making sure that you make your space your own, no matter how big or how small your space is, utilizing really good organization tools and stuff, making it work for you so that you can spend your time creating efficiently and having a lot of fun. So next Wednesday, I'm going to be back with an actual scrapbook project. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for your patience as I had to switch over and start this live again. That just happens. And hang with me as this is a little wobbly. Again, I'm not a production person, so it is what it is. I will be back with a formalized room tour, hopefully within the next few weeks. Join me again every Wednesday. We go live or for most Wednesdays, we go live at 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you check that out. This has been a lot of fun. So I hope this has given you some insights into how I organize my space and my tools and my materials and all that good stuff, and maybe inspire you to kind of re-examine how you have your space set up. Is it working for you? That's the main thing. Is it working for you? And that's one of the things that I keep in mind every time that I am doing room organization. Does my space work for me right now? I mentioned 2 reminders at the top of the hour. One is the Victoria Marie Broadway Lights online virtual crop. I did post links to that in the last live. So if you want to go back to that other video, you can. And I will, when I finish this, I will edit the description to have those links there. But all the information is on the Victoria Marie blog. That link is already here, so you can just check that out. And then if you want to hang out with 10 awesome designers along with Shamil Lane for the Scrap Smarter experience, that's August 20th through 22nd. I do have a link for that. You can use my code, get $30 off. Have a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your patience. I'll see you next week with another scrappy video. Another scrappy project. All right, folks, take care. Bye-bye.